Morning. Well, so what do I need to do today? Well, basically spin these over, mask off the inside. There's a little bit of sanding still to do on the blocks that I glued in last time. And then once it's prepped for painting with all the masking tape in the right places to cover up the bits that I want to leave as wood, natural wood. Otherwise it's just going to be all white, which is going to be a bit boring. So I'm planning to leave the foredeck, part of the centreboard case, and then the rear transom, or part of the rear transom, the T-piece, leave that natural, and possibly the seat tops. I'm not 100% sure. Possibly not the seat tops, because they will be in direct sunlight all the time and get a lot of wear. So I think those probably should get painted. Yeah, okay, that's decided. So as you can see, last time I put 2 coats of undercoat on the underside of both the fore and aft sections, and this looks good, looks all right. There's some kind of minor blemishes here and there. So this is going to need a light sanding with a very fine sandpaper, I think, before I go over that with the top coat. I guess if I was really wanted to be fussy, I could give some of the 2 coats of undercoat just to try and really smooth out how it looks, but I think it's not so bad. So it's there probably isn't enough time for doing that level of perfection on the final coat, and that hasn't been what I've been aiming for with the filling and the sanding anyway. So now the blemishes are starting to show through, but that's kind of what I expected. So potentially 2 undercoats will be where I stop, but I'll get the inside done and then decide. So also I want to finish off the centreboard and the rudder and the rudder stock and tiller. So that's 3 more items. They're still just epoxied, so they're going to need sanding. So there's a bit of sanding to do there. It's probably going to be an hour and a half of that. Once those are sanded, I could potentially put a coat, 2 coats, or 1 coat today of undercoat on. So this is the centre seat, which got coated last time. There's a couple of blemishes there where it's been in the rig that I made for it, but those should just sand out. Yeah, that's good for now. So I'm going to leave that one, and I'll get the centreboard sanded in the rig. I'll get the rudder sanded, and the plan with that is to get it on one of the benches, and then the rudder stock and tiller, well, that's going to be varnished. So potentially I can leave that until next time. Let's just see how much time I've got today. But in terms of the painting, it's come out quite well. You can see kind of little dimples as it was rolled on, and potentially tipping that would get rid of those dimples. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll sand it lightly before I put the top coat on, and when the top coat goes on, then that will get tipped. So I'll roll it and then tip it with the fine foam brush to get that very smooth final finish. As best I can with this surface. Right, let's crack on. Okay, well, I've just spent 40 minutes sanding down the daggerboard, and managed to do it all with 1 piece of sandpaper, but possibly, as you can see, my hands are now very white, and but I'm pretty happy with that. And I think what I'd like to do is paint the whole daggerboard in white except for the top part, and I'll just coat that in varnish, and that means that when it's in the daggerboard case, it'll look like a nice piece of wood. Although the bit that was underwater will be all painted and smooth and not prone to whatever happens to varnish, going crinkly and letting water in. So it'll be nice and sealed, and I'll be able to see when any problems occur with the paint and it needs another coat, keep the water out. But then the top part will look really nice. When it's out of the boat, you won't notice that the centreboard case is there, so I think I'll do that all in white. So you'll only see the centreboard case when the daggerboard goes in. So I think that'll be a nice touch. Right, I think I need a wet cloth. Give this a nice rub down, and then that's ready to be painted. But next we've got the tiller, rudder stock, rudder, and also a sacrificial pad for the outboard motor. So probably another hour sanding yet to go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's another 20 minutes, so that's an hour of sanding in total, and I've now sanded the rudder blade. So pondering at the moment whether to actually paint this or leave it natural and varnish it. Don't know, I think varnishing that and the tiller and rudder stock would create a great big huge wooden looking thing, and this is going to be in the water most of the time, and this part is going to be hidden inside the rootstock anyway, so I think given that this will be in the water, I'm prone to getting chipped and knocked, and it will be hard to see if the varnish gets chipped off and the wood gets exposed. Whereas if it's painted and it just gets chipped or knocked, I'll better see the wood underneath and realise that it needs to be repaired, sanded down and repainted. So I think painting it would be the most sensible course of action, so yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'll probably give that a coat of undercoat today, along with the daggerboard. I think I'd better start prepping the aft and forward section now, because I don't want to run out of time to do the painting. Better crack on. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the masking. I've masked off the areas that I want to leave as pure wood, looking natural, and I'm now going to start with the first coat covering everything else. So in the aft section, I've covered up the transom and the quarter knees, and in the front section, I've covered up the foredeck and then the top of the centreboard. And on the centreboard itself, I've covered up just the top of the centreboard. And I've also got the rudder ready to go as well. So the battery keeps going flat. I haven't had time to charge up the GoPro, so let's just see how far we can get. So I'll put it onto time lapse, and should take about 2 hours. Okay, so that's it. One coat on everything, apart from the bits I've masked off, hopefully. So there we go. A short day, but hopefully that's good progress. So coat number 1 of primer on the inside and on the daggerboard and rudder. Let's see if the paint is still usable next time. Alright, bye for now. Okay, so that's the end of another video. Remember, if you'd like to receive notifications when new videos are posted, then subscribe by clicking on the link down below. And if you've enjoyed watching the video, just please leave a like. Cheers.